Well, hello everybody, Mr. O here, and today we are going to begin part one, which is abstract human form sculpture. Now, um, what I'm using is green floral foam, but it's the really soft green floral foam. I discovered, like Walmart and some of the other stores, they sell some very stiff and hard floral foam. You do not want to use that brick because it's hard to carve. Now, with this assignment, we're going to break it up into 3 sections. So day 1 and 2, we're going to sketch, and then we will carve, which will take 2 or 3 days. And if there's time, if this is a classroom project, sometimes if there's time, we can paint and add gold to make the sculptures look metal. Now, when you're at home, you can do whatever you want, but in the classroom, sometimes you're limited to time. Now, let's go over a few definitions before I kind of show you some of the examples. These are the 2 terms I really want you to learn. Abstract, existing in thought or as an idea, but not as a physical or concrete existence. So, elementary teachers get caught up of making everything abstract, but you don't actually understand what that is. When I use the term abstract, I want you to start seeing past the shell, because we're going to be talking about the human form, the artistic study of the human body shape, but we don't want the human body shape. We want to go beyond the shell in our thought process of sculpting. When Michelangelo looked at a block of marble 16 feet tall, he could see what he's about to carve, and he was an abstract artist. He was it was pure realism and unbelievable, and these type artists. But you, as students right now learning, start seeing the shapes in your mind. Just a form of beauty, form of spirit, however you see it, start thinking beyond the shell. Here are some examples that students did in the past, and you can kind of still see human form. And of course, a sculpture is something you can at least see on 3 sides, and we can see this from various sides. After I show you, I'm putting them in a box because they're floral foam, they're kind of fragile, and I will show you one that got broken on accident. Student couldn't resist touching, but as you can see, they no longer look just like bricks. And even though some people struggle and still see the human form and try to do like realistic people, they're at a different level, and meaning they're not ready just to see a simple shape and call it a human form. They might need a head and arms, and that's okay. Everything was kept brick size, and you can see this is the one that was started painting, and we'll talk a little bit about the paint. This one, this beautiful piece, so thin, so fragile, and I even watched the student touch it. I didn't say anything because she was memorized by this shape, and I was kind of just lost in the thought of, is she going to touch it or not? And she just, wanted to see how strong it was, and it snapped. Now, the reason I saved it, 1, because it's a beautiful piece, a music note. 2, I was going to show you how to fix something like that, because you may accidentally snap something. So there's some examples of human form sculptures, abstract human form sculpture, and this is what we're going to be starting with. So because of that, we want to sketch. Start forming our ideas, because when you start carving, you're not going to be able to put things back. So if you carve too much or you don't have a good plan, you're going to have some trouble. So the first thing I'm going to do with my copy paper, sketch paper, is fold it in half. And that way I have 4 sides. Now, am I drawing one sculpture multiple times? Maybe, maybe not. You might want to just experiment. I got my pencil here, and this is where I might just take a ruler or just draw a rectangle myself. And just start with the block itself. From the block, I want to keep the height. That's going to be one of the expectations. Now, what happens beyond that? When I was thinking about this morning, I was thinking about liquid, like magic water or something like that, and the flow of the human body, the curves, the softness, and this is why sketching this is probably going a little quicker for me than normal, not because I've done it many times, but because I feel like I have an idea. Believe it or not, abstract is kind of hard for me. Sometimes it's easy as an artist that we just draw to the shell. You know, just what you see is what you get, and trying to go deeper to make the onlooker think more about what you're doing, that's something else. That's a whole new level. And as if you're a young person, you're just starting to think that way. Some of you got it. Some of you are years from understanding emotion, feeling, and making people see past the shell. I know many of you are more than what you appear to be, and people will see that. Don't worry. So there is maybe the start of what I want my sculpture to look like. Now, am I going to just draw something different? You could, but I really like this shape just to start with. So what I want to do is draw the rectangle again, and I'm going to draw it from the side. Okay, and I'm going to put it in time lapse, so just for time's sake. All right, so I got my first sketch, and this is probably something I can get done with the first day of class. Now, I said we'd probably be sketching for 2 days. As you probably saw, it was a little more struggle thinking about how this shape is going to look from the side and what's going to pop out, what's going to curve, because I want movement of flow, and I'm not sure if I really got that. So I would probably, the next thing I'm going to do is do the side again. Now, let's just say you got a great start and you really like what you did. What you might want to do is take your idea and really push it. Just experiment and see how much movement you can make within your shape. Obviously, the thinner you get with Floral Foam, the more likely it's going to snap. So you don't want to do that. You want to have strength, plus keep the height, and you might even end up going back to your original sketch when you carve on day 3. Okay, so guys, this is super important. You are flowing beauty. Okay, have a great day. We'll see you soon.